Yeah, go ahead, man. You can not jump in there, man. I see you. You go to the induction, Janet?
Okay, so
I think
now,
T.
so since we were having technical difficulties,
Were you talking to us?
Tanito,
Yeah, I saw you like you want to jump in there. You about to say something?
Oh, no,
Oh no,
I was asking, was she talking to us? I wasn't sure.
she
Okay.
froze. So we heard okay, and then it was silence, and we were like, "Oh shit, was that us? Are we supposed to talk?"
well, hold on one second. So here's what we're going to do. Typically with the anti-Black conversation, we actually do a live stream on Facebook. But because of the fires and a lot of the technical difficulties taking place with internet throughout California, I ain't gonna say nothing about Comcast. Who I just did, huh? Whatever. And all the other stuff. What we're gonna do is we'll record. And then, I'll see if it'll kick us in eventually. But in the meantime, we're going to record and then go from there. So I am going to officially now have us go around and introduce ourselves because we are recording. And I want to make sure that everybody gets to know who it is that is here. So let's start with the Barneses, and then I'll go back around so that you guys practice. Now y'all can like put your practice. So who are the Barneses?
Good day. I'm JJ Barnes. Barber. That's it.
Tia Barnes. I do a lot.
Super mom, superwoman, everything. This right here, yeah. She's a cloud. She on top of everything.
Wow.
We've been married for 7 years, coming up in 2 weeks. Woohoo! September marriages.
7 years,
Yeah.
million kids.
Yeah.
No time.
Like
That's us.
like 8 kids, like hella kids, lots of kids.
Kids?
Huh? Yeah, it
Yeah,
feel
you
like
know.
it. Each one of them got like 7 different personalities. So
How many children total?
8.
8.
8.
Yeah, yours, mine's, ours, some of theirs. 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's a story about a man. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Man named JJ.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's us.
Okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for being on the conversation. I'm gonna go to the cherries. Introduce yourself.
I am Willisha Cherry, better known as Woo.
I'm Stephen Cherry, and we have 7 kids.
Six
Six
boys,
boys,
one
one
girl, 1 granddaughter, and 2 grandbabies on the way.
Wow.
We just celebrated 13 years of marriage this past Monday.
Oh, wow. Did you guys get a chance to do anything special?
Oh yeah, we got away. We went to Monterey for just an overnight stay, and it was awesome. Awesome just to have him to myself.
Oh. All right. Well, congratulations on 13 years. I'm super glad that you guys were here today with us. Let me see. Woodruff. Try it again. Introduce yourself.
How you doing? So Marcel Woodruff.
I'm Jolana.
So I'm an organizer with Faith in the Valley and the Advanced Peace Project. We've been married for 15 years.
I'm a PA by day and mom and wife. So there you go.
That's us.
What's a PA?
Physician assistant. So I take care. Right now, I work for a family practice doctor, and I do wound care. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Well, it is super nice to have y'all. And True Hills. This is church. Churches love this kind of stuff.
Church and Taisha True Hill. We've been together. I already have my swag. Y'all play me, man. We've been together for 12 years, married for 6. Now I'm looking like goofy on the recording. Another man.
Yeah, you lost in negotiations, man.
Oh my God. So you know what, with you guys, I love you guys so much. So the reason why I actually, did this, pulled the 4 of you, the 8 of you, the 4 of you, in is One is a selfish reason, you know, because I just can, right? Because it's my space, right? To pick who I want to be in the space. So, you know, we have been celebrating the significance of a Black man and partnering with Stockton Black Family Day. And so we spent the month, the better part of the month, dang, where we at? We spent the better part of the month honoring the Black man in August, right? We in September now, y'all. Help me. We made it to September. And so
Yes.
we spent the better part of August honoring the Black man. And there was lots and lots of just, you know, video footage and interviews and stuff. And so from the Anti-Black Family platform, I really wanted to lift up the significance of a Black man, but I didn't want to go to the normal, you know what I'm saying? Black man, the ones that, you know, we always see get lifted up, you know, oh, we got a Black mayor, yay, you know, and here's the leader of the NAACP, and, you know, and here's the city manager, and here's the, I don't rock with those folks. 9 times out of 10, when they see me coming, you know, they have to go through some self-grounding exercises and stuff because I'm an organizer and I'm always coming to disrupt. So, and the people that I usually spend time with are individuals such as yourselves that do a lot of significant work in the community. You have influence in the community. You have deep, deep roots in the community. You're closest to the pain that's going on than most, you know. And so you are the individuals that I just deep relationship with and love, respect, and esteem profoundly. So, since I got a choice on who I got to lift up, I was like, I want to lift up the brothers on the block. I want to lift up those that have influence on the ground, and just spend time, you know, getting to know you all. So, ladies, you know, you kicked us off with the significance of a Black man, you know, from a lady or woman's perspective. The queens got to just, you know, hold it down and dropped wisdom like crazy. We save space for you, Jelana. You know, we save space for you. In fact, one day I'll probably just pull you in because I know that you've got some wisdom and insight that would be amazing. So we heard from the ladies. And then men, oh my God. Now I've had views before, but I have never had as many views. You guys were over 3,000 views before I even went off. So 300 and some odd comments before I even like went off. Y'all was like killing it as far as just the men that were there. And the engagement that took place, and it was something that was needed a lot. I think of at least digging up some of the ground, you know, for healing and stuff. I hope that you guys continue to try to connect in those spaces and keep that kind of stuff going as far as the dialogue with the men. So now today I'm coming back in, and I'm coming back in just with the couples, and the reason why is because one, as a single woman, I was married for a minute. And as a single woman for like a long time, one of the things that I learned, having been single, been married, and now being single, is how to respect and honor the institute of marriage. And the significance of the Black family. How the enemy just fights really hard, you know, to tear it down, to destroy it, how the narrative, you know, is against the Black family. And so I think what I want to do, laying groundwork, is just to start off by asking, you know, one of the questions, what are some of the narratives that you would come against? I'm going to start, Marcel, with you and Jelana. What are some of the narratives that you would come up against that it just fights against the Black family? Like, what are some things that you feel like you guys have to contend with when it comes to being a Black family?
Let me start off. You got something on you?
No, go for it.
I got it. I think initially, man, the narrative was that blackness or the black family is a monolith, right? Like we all come from the same perspective, the same spheres, the same context, and our situations were way different. I grew up in a space where people didn't get married, you know. So when we got married, that was like the finish line to me. She grew up in a family; they were married. Her parents married all of her life, and so when she got married, she was ready to pull out the game book. I mean, she's ready to pull out the playbook. She's like, "All right, it's time to get started." And so I'm like, I thought we was done. We did it. We married now. And she's like, "Nah, I've seen this. I've seen that. This is what I want. This is what I don't want." I'm like, I wasn't ready for that, right? And so it was learning that even though we're black and a black family, we come from different spaces. We have different backgrounds, different contexts, and we have to learn and have those even like internal cross-cultural communications to really build as a family. So our kids are growing up in a situation different than both of ours, you know, so we're having to learn them too and what their context is going to look like and how to really shape and cultivate them in spite of those narratives that say we're all just alike and all the same, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, I think you said it all. Yeah, I think just background, just seeing things from like one perspective and then getting married and having to learn another person. It definitely took a lot for me to even realize how much I didn't know, and figuring out like, you know, where I was just being selfish and kind of used to seeing things just from my point of view and wanting things my way and having to see Marcel for who he is and learn how to be a wife, and then learning how to be a wife and a parent at the same time and trying to figure out where I lost, you know, like how I found myself in these roles, without just losing my whole identity to, you know, these titles and hats I wore, and trying to just navigate that.
Anybody else? What are some narratives that you've had to combat as a black family?
One of the narratives how to compromise, you know, like how to not be selfish, you know, how to look at her as an equal. Like I don't know everything, you know what I'm saying? And this is hard for a man to admit. I don't know everything and I can't do it by myself, you know. So the whole stigmatism, you know, we grew up, be a man, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, but no man is nothing without a good woman, you know what I'm saying? Like she is my, like, where I'm weak, she's strong. Where she's weak, I'm strong. We complement each other. So to even allow her to compliment me or allow me to compliment her, that's hard. That's a hard hill to get over. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to put yourself out the way. You know, and as a man, that's prideful. That's a whole lot of pride we got to put aside. You know, so that's one thing. You know, like one thing we had to overcome is, as men, is pride. You know, I'm proud to be a husband. You know, but before, my pride wouldn't let me be with just one. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get over that pride and shake that.
A lot of the stereotypes or whatnot that you come across when you talk about or you hear about black love and marriage, people automatically go to you hood, you ghetto, you got 50 million different kids from a million other people. That may or may not be true, but that's in the past. We'll be worried about that. That there's side chicks and abusive, or they in the house, the dude in the house all day long playing video games and don't contribute, or that the father doesn't necessarily interact and have a personal relationship with the children or whatnot, as if they don't know how to be fathers and stuff like that. Those are the stereotypes that people, you know, come up with when they hear, you know, a black marriage. Is like, oh, you know, whatever. It's they downplay it and don't really give it the beauty or
that it deserves.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. I like that. And remember, this conversation, so y'all can jump in when you want to.
I wanted to add that I feel like just black couples, the black man and woman, just being pinned up against each other, we are the first to have to recognize that and acknowledge that there's value in black love and that we're worth it. Like Brother Marcel said, sometimes you get into, you know, relationships and you feel like okay, marriage, okay, we married now. You reached the top, but a lot of us, a lot of stuff hasn't been modeled before us. So we're kind of going with the flow and learning as we go. So I think that just getting into the space of valuing Black love, valuing Black marriage, and learning that it's worth it. That's like or at least in my experience, was the biggest thing. Like there's some real jewels in this. It's worth it. The value in Black love, the value in Black marriage is worth it.
What, Stephen, what is Black love?
Us.
Come on, baby. Okay. Okay.
I mean, honestly, I'll elaborate on that. We hear Black love, and I mean, I'm not asking, you know, to romanticize it. I am asking from a real, true, and authentic place as a Black woman. When I say dealing with anti-Blackness, I deal with anti-Blackness a lot, and this is a time where we have to combat. We've got to fight for our Blackness, and we've got to fight for the institution of Blackness and family structure of Blackness. We are in the fight of our lives for something that has been tried to be, I believe, choked out. And so what is Black love? What makes it different than white love? Or is it different than white love? That's a bomb of a question to drop. So that part.
Yeah, I think there's some differences. What is Black love?
Do you think, Stephen, there's a difference between Black love, the Institute of Black love, and the Institute of white love in the eyes of the people?
Chill out, Kevin.
I believe. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, you got it. I was stuck on that one.
we were just sitting there pondering too, like to me, I believe Black love is loving despite of everything else that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Nothing looks great. Every day seems gloomy or something like that, you know, but you still have to find your silver lining. Black love is finding the silver lining, because every day is not promised to us. Every day we walk outside, you know, we're subject to be ridiculed or something, or look at them. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just the stereotypes. We walk around happy. We walk around in love, looking for the silver lining, but a lot of people don't. You know, we found Black love. We found love because we look for it. You have to look for it.
Mm.
And I don't think, I actually do think that every different type of couple, so Black love, white love, mixed love, Hispanic love, whatever, I think we all have a lot of the same struggles or issues or whatnot, but we don't get to hear about theirs because we're not in them. And just like they don't get to hear about ours because we're not in them. And everybody is fighting to honor, and I think that is a wonderful thing, to honor the marriage and the family. So whatever family you may have or whatnot, it is important for you to put everything you got into that and show the world that no, marriage, period, love, period, being honorable, being faithful, lifting up your spouse, whoever that may be, is important, and that will honor whatever culture or background you come from.
Yeah, I think Black love is a form of resistance and even an overcoming of anti-Blackness, right? So I know when I was growing up, I was taught I shouldn't love myself, and because I couldn't love myself, I couldn't really love others, right? And so I knew as a young man that I was disposable. That hey, if you make it 25, you're lucky, you know. And so what does that look like when you're trying to date a female? You're trying to love a female, you can't love yourself, and so it makes it harder for her to, you know, overcome these barriers and the obstacles, because you know you don't know what love is for yourself, so you don't know what love is looking like coming from somebody else. And even when it comes to the females, there's a lot of just stigmas around them, like, oh, they rippers, they runners, man, they're not supposed to be loved, they're supposed to be just cast aside and just used up. And so overcoming those narratives that say Black people are disposable, that we are unlovable, that we're inherently condemned, and coming to this space where the connection we have, the marriage we have, the institution that we build is greater and more powerful than anything we'd ever seen modeled before us in society. I think that's what Black love has been to me, as in my marriage, or since really being with Jelana and discovering internally what it is for me. She got to go too. If I go, she got to go. That's gonna be our rules. we doing a movie. We doing a movie.
Anna?
So I would say, I agree with everything so far. I think Black love too is just kind of creating just that haven, because as soon as we step outside of our home, we have that instant weight of just being Black in America and just representing for the entire Black race, with every single white person that we meet. And then just knowing, like, having to put up all these walls to kind of guard and protect ourselves against all of the attacks and the microaggressions and the stigmas and the stereotypes, and just to have this place where I can let down those walls. Well, I'm learning to let down those walls so that I can learn to be vulnerable with someone, or at least have someone that I want to be able to be vulnerable with. It's a beautiful and a powerful thing when you have that just safe place where you can be yourself.
Yeah. Just to get back to the narrative part, for me personally, I think one of the narratives is actually creating a narrative for Black couples and Black love, because when you think about the narrative is it doesn't exist. There aren't strong Black couples. There aren't strong Black families. There aren't Black fathers and Black mothers together raising families. That's the narrative. So for us, it was like, let's just fuck the narrative and throw everything else out of the window, and let's just do us. Let's figure out what us is. Because before we started, it was me, and then there was a her, and then we had kids. So that makes us, but we have to figure out us, like me and Taisha, not me, Taisha, and our kids, but just us. So let's figure out us, and then let that be the narrative that we want to create, and throw everything else out the window. I think Black love is a symbol of strength. It's a symbol of greatness. It's a symbol of power. It's fight. You try to tear down a Black man, you try to tear down a Black woman, but when they come together, it's so much strength and power involved in that relationship, just for the simple fact that everything we do is maximized. If we aren't great, oh yeah, they weren't supposed to be great. That's just Black people. That's how they do. But if we are great, any mistake or anything we do indifferent from anything else is maximized to the point of, oh yeah, we knew they was going to do that. Or why can't our relationship be like that relationship? Or we stand for everybody else. So I think whatever we do is a win or lose. But I think we have to take the good with the bad and know that it's just a struggle in life. So just live every day like it's every day. You know what I mean? Just try to figure out for us how to find love every single day. And I say that like generically, as not really every day, but you have to fall in love with this person in different ways and find different things. And I think that's what Black love is. Black love is being able to just be great. And no matter what it is, we're different. So we just have to know that we're different. Not all couples are the same, but Black couples, especially successful and beautiful Black couples, to where I say we all are, you know what I'm saying? I like to say we all beautiful. It's just harder for us, in my opinion.
Wait, I want to add something. So like he said, I think the narrative is that, Black families and Black marriages, they don't exist. Like he mentioned, the way like he was raised, or like our backgrounds are different. So like he said, we have been together for 5 years, and he was like, after a certain time, we've been together so long, then you consider, we're married now. So, a lot of Black couples aren't getting married, and the narrative is that they don't exist. And if they do exist, that they're toxic. That the man, he has multiple women, the woman, she still wants to be independent. She don't need a man. So just, I think that's the narrative that we have to combat, that, Black women, we actually, no matter how strong and independent we may be, we do want a strong Black man to support us as well, and that we can't do it alone. And I think Black love, Black love, like you said, white love, any love, I think there are some similarities, but definitely some differences. And I think the differences are just as us as Black people, what we have to fight against just every day, and still being able to love. And, you know, because there's so much we go through in the outside world, and then just coming together after you've been beat down by the world, especially our Black men, to still be able to give yourself and still be able to love. So I think that's just the difference with Black love, is that despite of all those things, we still have that love in us and we still want to fight for it.
What she said.
Do you guys ever feel like as Black couples that you're under like a microscope, that like outsiders kind of assume that there's internal secret misery that you guys are just kind of veiling, and they want to come through and figure out where it is, because you can't really be happy because you're a Black couple? I mean, you guys ever experienced that kind of haterism?
Most definitely. It's crazy. One time we had dinner on our white couples, and it was like they were surprised how we interacted and how just like how together we were. And it was like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, dude, like, this is what life is. Like, we don't just post pictures and look like we happy. Like, I mean, everybody has their struggles, but I think it'd be the narrative like, oh, we only gonna let you see us happy, but deep down inside, I hate her and I'm about to go get my side bro as soon as we leave. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy, like what people think.
Yeah, and then especially I think nowadays, like with social media as well, because you hear that people, you know, they're one way on social media, they're happy, but in real life they're miserable. So I even find myself like not kind of stepping back, not even wanting to post all of our happy moments, because I'm like, it comes off as like, you know, we're bragging, because I'm like, away from the camera, away from the screen, we're really happy in real life too. And so
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that, ooh, hold on.
That's because y'all on the camera and two different phones. I
I'm
don't know
muted.
what Barnes is over here doing.
Yeah, they're confusing everybody. I'm thinking.
I am so happy that you said that.
Turn it down, Jay. Well, why is JJ on?
Okay, go.
If people really knew all of the crazy stuff, the fun stuff that you know, that you do in the house, and or if we post all of the cool and funny or whatever moments or whatever, then we start to get the comments like, okay, we get it, you're happy, oh okay, you're cute. And I'm like, well, everybody else can share you know, the stuff that happens or the cute outfit or whatever, but don't let us do it together. Then here come all the eye rolls or whatever, as if we are bragging. It's like, no, we just sharing like everybody else is. And so yeah, I think that is something that happens a lot. They feel like if you guys are together, you are pretending if you post, just like you said. It's crazy.
So can I ask JJ, why are we just blessed with both of y'all? I mean, you know, I know that the Barnes is just, you know, slightly, you know, choosing my words carefully, you know.
What happened?
We different. So we're doing it on our phones, and I can't see all 5 screens on my phone. It only shows 4, and I need to see the truth here. I just, you know, so we gotta
see church.
Right.
We gotta see church in them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got both.
So come off of camera on one of them. That way, there you go. Okay, so you don't confuse the heck out of me, you know, and it could just be, you know, my age, you know, causes me to not be able to actually function with 2 screens of the Barnes, is, you know, as opposed to just one. Whew, it's just a lot of Barnes.
My bad.
But Tia, do y'all ever feel pressure by that? Because, you know, like, so say 98%, you can't really be human, right? So 98% of the time it's good, we vibing, we in love. That 2% we got disagreement, everybody like, see, I knew it. That 2%, that's the 100. That's everything. I knew y'all was faking. It's like, man, we human. You know, we gonna have disagreements, and conflict is how we grow. You feel me?
Oh yeah, you're right. But then how you handle your disagreements, the world think y'all gonna argue, y'all gonna fuss, y'all gonna fight, and then when we have a disagreement and we still right here, they be like, oh, all right, they fake. No. This is how our disagreements. This is how our disagreements are. We ain't yelling, we ain't fussing, we ain't fighting, we ain't doing none of that. You know, it's just like, okay, you feel a certain way, I feel this certain way. Okay, that's what it is. You know, I gotta understand she got her own mind and own thoughts. I got my own mind and own thoughts. But for everybody else, we have a disagreement. It's supposed to be blown up, and you know, but it's not like that.
Or they think that we should share if there is a fight or something along those lines, and that just really ain't nobody's business.
That's our business. It's our relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems, not just in the Black community, but relationships that people deem successful. Whenever you like y'all was saying, post something. Oh yeah, oh there go the True Hills again, thinking they the shit with their little yellow ass kids and shit. Like, you know how people be really feeling like, oh yeah, or we see them. But then if we out here posting our arguments and then we posting after the argument, we posting us back together, like, oh, that's fake love. They ain't really in love. They was just arguing. So like, why would we post that shit? Like, people don't even process that. Like, of course we argue. I mean, I remember one time something that happened to me and my wife just randomly got into an argument while my friends was over here, and they was shook. Like, oh, I didn't even know y'all argued. But then, like, right after that, they noticed how I went about the argument. Like, I apologized in front of them and everything, and they was like, oh, bro, like, how do you do that? I'm like, yeah, because I want to be happy. Like, that's just life. Like, everybody sees what happens for you to be happy, but they don't see the struggles you go through at night when y'all arguing and y'all got to kiss and make up and be happy for the kids and try to figure out how to work through this shit and how much stronger that makes y'all relationship. They don't understand that's why it looks so good, because we work for this shit. Like, people don't understand that shit.
We've been dominating space. What about y'all, cherries, man? Y'all been having to deal with the haterism too, or what?
Most definitely. I always want to bring to the point that in for a while, for too long, Stephen and I were our own biggest haters. Just not, you looking at me crazy. That's my thing. I feel like
you disagree.
Bring it on, because I feel like we in not investing in the friendship early enough, it allowed me to get, everybody else's opinion, possibly you to be getting everybody else's opinion, and that kind of stuff filtered into the marriage, into the relationship. And so I do feel like a lot of times, if you guys aren't strong enough together, you'll be against each other. You'll think that, I guess I don't know how to explain it. I know what I feel and how I'm trying to articulate it, but I just feel strongly in you both have to have that friendship and really guard your ears and guard your heart to outside people. In our marriage, when I think about the haters, man, there were people who I thought were so for us, that were waiting for us to slip, that were counting on us to slip, that when we did slip, it was they were all ears. Church, when you were just talking about like posting, it made me think of when you post something positive, okay, you can get some likes and loves, but talk crazy, get to being disrespectful towards your spouse. They tuning in, timing in, texting you. They want to hear all the mess, but you don't get as much love when it's the other way around, which is crazy. But no disrespect, babe. I honestly feel like you and I, we weren't on the same page for a lot of stuff. No. And that added, that made us kind of not hate each other, but nowhere near that. But we were our own worst critics, own haters. We're been in a space and a place of Team Cherry. And so
that's because I was always told when we got married, the expectations was going to change. And I thought it was going to stay the same. And it didn't. Our expectations changed of what she thought that I should do. And I didn't see it that way. So that's where we was bumping heads.
So yeah, Brother Woodruff, we dealt with the haters and still do, but it's okay.
Hey, just to piggyback off what you just said, Stephen, when the expectation part, like I dealt with that same shit. So it was like I was going into a relationship. I thought I was cool. Like, I'm a good boyfriend. So I'm just going to transition that into being a good fiance and a husband. But it wasn't the same. It was like she literally expected more. Like, no, fam. Like, I have your last name now. Like, things have to change. And I was like, how do you even do that? Like, how did y'all figure out how to process into Like, yeah, because it took me a minute. Like, a lot of struggles, a lot of have to go sleep on the couch, fam. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like, bruh, like, how did y'all figure out how to, like, process through the situation of, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit?
I know that I can help with the question. What's the difference between being a boyfriend and a husband?
The job is never over. You don't go to sleep and lay down, I'll call you tomorrow. Nope, your job is not over. Even as a husband, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're still a husband. Babe, what was that? I don't know. You heard it first. Go see. You know what I'm saying?
Get on my nerves.
But as a husband, as a father, like, even when you're tired, you still gotta do something. You don't feel like doing nothing, but you gotta go spend time with the kids. You gotta go do this. You gotta go do that. But and it's not even I get to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because what would you be doing not as a husband? My life is way better as a husband than I was a boyfriend. Because now I have a responsibilities. I want to do this, but I want to show my young men and my young ladies how to be responsible. You know, as a responsible man, responsible husband. Take care of your family. Even when you're tired, you still gotta do it.
I like that. I love the got to get to. Marcel?
I think for us, I'm speaking personally for me. For me, the transition from like boyfriend to husband was I became the forefront man in her life. Like, so before, you know, I mean, we dating, something had you a flat tire, man, you better call pops. You feel me? I'm over here. But you're a husband now. Now it's you do it. Now you go check the door. You heard the noise. You go see what that noise was. You come change this tire. And there was even this like pride and ego, because I mean, I remember like, so we married 15 years. I can remember most of the time she called her pops. He came over and fixed something in the house, or he changed the tire, and I still feel some type of way about that. You feel me? Because like I'm the forefront dude, like, man. And so for me, it was like I got a position now. I'm gonna hold down my position. Like these other dudes got to stay out the way. Even if it's your pops.
I'm laughing because I'm 51, and I promise you, I'm still daddy's girl. I mean,
Nah, man, you got to holler at me first, man. We gonna call pops right away, boy.
Hey, bro, that's me. That's me. Like, man, why did you call him? She like, I swear, what was we talking about? It was the other day. She was like, that's not even in your bag. Like, fuck you mean that's not in my bag? Like, I will make it my bag. I'm gonna go Google this shit and figure out how to fix it. What are you talking about? You even give me a chance. Well, babe, well, you know that you always just pay for stuff. All right, hey, that's literally us. Like, hold on, fam. Like, you ain't even gonna give me a chance. Like, she knows me for sure. It makes me so mad. Like, who you talk to? I'm talking to a plumber. Fam, you didn't even let me look.
Look, I did not marry him for his handy skills.
See, that's what she said. Like, see, she don't say it took me what she say? It take me an hour to put together a Barbie house for the kids. Out there.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm not handy either. I put it together. It don't even work like a month, but hey, I did it. You feel me? Love it. It's not gonna work forever, but I did it, man. Respect what I did. Don't call pops either. Let it break.
Jelana, I feel it. He feels some kind of way, so I'm gonna need you to. I'm feeling Sale over here.
Oh my gosh, yes, all this animosity. No, it's funny though. But I mean, just as we grow, because I know like growing up, I would always call my dad first. And so I've learned to give Marcel a chance to do it. But my family, like my mom is very, very independent, and she always taught me like, don't depend on no man, all of this. And so I kind of have like, you know, I struggle with that because I'm kind of like, well, if I can do it myself, then I'll do it. I'll try and give you a chance to get it done. And then if it doesn't happen by my timeline in my head, then I'm like, well, I got to make this happen. And so I've had to learn to just not like, just to kind of let things go at times. And Marcel, he does get it done. So, you know, it's just learning and growth. I don't call my dad anymore.
So
I gotta say, it don't take a lot either. I mean, when I need something, normally I have no idea what exactly I need or how to explain. I just have a picture in my mind that it needs to work. And yeah, normally I would be calling, hey, daddy, this, or, you know, this or whatever. But no, it took a while. But yes, it goes straight to him. And when I tell you, baby, when he gets to being Blackyver up in there, it do something to me. He fixed up, like, our water heater broke once and it was leaking and I couldn't figure out how to get it turned off. And or wouldn't turn off or whatnot. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm ready to pull out the pocket. And he's like, no, you go get the hose. You get me a water bottle. You get me the Gorilla tape or whatever. He like Jimmy rigged that thing. And I was ready to marry him all over again. Like, it don't take a lot.
No, but me as a husband, like, I was proud when her dad came to me and told me thank you. He like, thank you. He just came out of nowhere and said thank you. I'm like, you welcome. But thank you for what? He said, what you don't understand is, he said, that was my baby all of her life, you know. He said, and in the past 2 years y'all been together, she ain't asked me for nothing. That made me feel great. You know what I'm saying? This spoiled woman right here, spoiled by her daddy for 30-something years of her life. You know what I'm saying? And here I come, and I take her off his hands for 2 years, and she ain't asking for no gas money, no nothing. It's all on me. Oh, wait, when? That's husbandry.
Okay, so Woo over there I'm feeling Woo. And so Woo over there in her feelings. So what you in your feelings for, Woo?
Wait, what'd you say, Queen? I'm in my feelings?
You know, you already know. And so even in that, and I think that part of it is when he said daddy's girl, I know that for you, that you didn't, yeah. So you didn't have the opportunity to be the grown-up daddy's girl, you know. And
it's so crazy you caught it. I don't even know, maybe if that's why I start rubbing or what, because that is exactly where my heart and my mind went.
So how do you guys navigate that? Sometimes do you, Stephen, do you even feel like an additional, you know, as a husband, an additional pull, you know, when there's the absence or that hole that is there with that main man, you know, in her life?
That's kind of hard to feel because, I mean, I never met her father. When I first got with her, that's when he had passed, like, right when we had just
like
met.
within that week.
So I never met
my father
him.
was killed. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I was never able. I mean, I was there for her from, you know, then, but that was nothing I can ever feel that hole that she have there, because she still go through it a lot. Like, and all I can do is just be there for her and just try to help her get through it. But just doing my part.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did want to make space for that. You know, I did. I felt it, and I want to make space for that. And that'll kind of move us into, and I don't want to dive deep into the abyss of heaviness, but I do want us to at least have some principles in that. All of you have come into my life in unique spaces, in unique ways. And so all of you that are here have gone through some very unique things that made you stronger, made your love stronger, made your family stronger. And I believe that some of those things, you know, are unique to the Black experience and some are not. However, I just wanted to make space for that. What are some things that you have encountered that pushed you into a whole nother level when it came to your love, your family, you know? What are some milestones that you've had to that you've had to encounter, overcome?
I want to jump into that since we're already there. For me, being that my father was shot and killed by the police, that was early in, like, Stephen and I was still probably, we had just started dating and talking, and from day one, like, that happened on a Wednesday. Friday night, my father's candlelight vigil way in 2002, Stephen's there, supportive from day one. And so now that I do community work with the very officers who were responsible and, you know, all this work, initially my husband, you know, being a street dude, your wife connected to the police, traveling, that was something. You know, last October, I went all the way to New York by myself to speak on behalf of this. And even in, you know, my husband, of course, he knows the story, my children know the story, but they had never got the opportunity to hear me speak alongside, you know, Captain Metters. And so this past February, we went and stayed in San Francisco and had the opportunity. And it did something to my heart because Stephen got a chance to see and hear and understand why some of the decisions, and sometimes I butt heads with him about the way we're raising my sons because they're young Black men and the things that we face. And so his support, you know, his being in the crowd, him in everything that, like, he does not realize how much it ministers to my heart that he's present, especially being his background, especially being that he's a Black man, especially being that he is from the hood and from the streets, and folks from the hood and the streets don't fool with the police. And he supports his wife in that journey to make a change. It means everything to me.
Mm-hmm. Blessed quietness, and y'all know if y'all rock with me, I'm comfortable in the awkward silence. Tia and Jay, you guys came off of mute.
Oh, yeah, it's a hard one to talk about. So yeah, Jay and I, we lost a child, our Joey, our Joseph the fourth. He was 2, and tragedy at home. He got out, and I was the one that ended up inadvertently taking my baby's life. And so you can imagine how hard it is for a mom, a father, a couple to endure the loss of such a perfect little boy. But then also for it to be at the hands of one of them. Words can't express. And I think that I thank God every day that there was never a parting or anger or blame in it or anything along those lines. This man puts me together on a daily basis. And I hold him up on a daily basis. And without that, I don't think either one of us would have survived any part of the situation that we deal with still to this day. It was about 2 years ago, and every single day it still comes up one way or another, but God gives us the peace and the wisdom and the connection to where we are able to
navigate,
get through this thing. So yeah, it's hard. And like, for me, I wasn't there. So for me to not be there and hear about it, immediately you want to be angry, be upset, but being God who he is, to me, let alone to her, to me personally, I know who God is in my life for myself. That's what helps me every single day get through this feeling. I wake up and I got to talk to God first. I can't, I talk to God before I even talk to myself, before I talk to her. I have to, because that gets me through the day, and then to not cast judgment, not hold blame, that's God.
to even think about it how I think about it, you know, because it's all in my understanding on how I think about it to help me make it easier on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because us as men, we have to understand who we are. We're God's sons first, right? God is our father first. So since I know God is my father, and I know we're put here as caretakers of our children, they're his children. So okay, got it. Now we've all been here before, and every one of us, Steve, Joseph, Marcel, we've all dropped our kids off at daycare, right? Okay, we drop them off at daycare, we leave them there, however long we leave them there. But when we come pick them up, the daycare people cannot be mad at us for coming to pick up our kids whenever we come pick up our kids. That's what God did. God came and picked up his son whenever the hell he wanted to come pick him up. Now we can love him and we can be sad and everything, but he home, he good. Okay.
We wear them every day.
Every day.
Oh, you can see, there's my baby.
No.
Every day.
He wore these.
Yeah.
Faithfully, he wore these. So you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, this is that's how we rock.
Part of us.
Every day.
I have watched you guys from a distance, as up close as I could be. But what I can tell you is that the friendship that I have experienced, you two are best friends. I mean, and it is just, it is such a blessing to see that and behold that. And so, and I wanted to thank you for even allowing, you know, just sharing that space, Tia, in that, and breathing through it. You know, I love you, and JJ very, very much so, very, very much so. So thank you for sharing that. Sale.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for that. Just thank y'all. I just want to send my energy and my vibe, my love through this camera to y'all before we even go forward. I promise.
And then just hearing that, it puts some things into perspective for me. Like, I mean, now that's a milestone, you know, that you have to get over. So it kind of makes some of the other things, like you really look at it, it's really insignificant, you know? So blessings to y'all.
Yeah, we just come to realize we have no time. We have no time to be sad, be upset, have any kind of hard feelings against each other, because tomorrow ain't promised to nobody.
And guess what? We still got 7 other kids.
Right?
And
right?
They don't get to have a depressed mom or a depressed or angry dad, or they just don't get to have that as part of their life story, because we've already given them a pretty damn big tragedy to get over.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna keep on pushing and do every single thing that we can to make the rest of their lives as
great as possible.
Man.
No struggle, no strife.
So Marcel, I know the work that you do. The work that you do puts you, you know, in close contact, and as well as you, Jelana, you know, with just a lot of heaviness, you know, and a lot of real experiences. And so one of the things that I just want to ask in this, and I'm starting with you all, and I'm just going to kind of go around, is how do you protect the energy in your home? How do you create just pockets of peace, you know, for your children? And what do you guys do in order to not bring heaviness of trials in the world into a space to create those pockets for your children. Because each one of you do. I watch you. So we're gonna start with the Woodruffs.
I mean, to be honest, I think we're learning right now, like in terms of like how the other couples have kind of been there for each other and kind of hold each other. To be transparent, I mean, we've been together 17 years, married 15 years, but I think we've operated kind of like just our personality sets. We've operated with this unwritten rule that when trauma hits or tragedy strikes, both of us kind of separate. I mean, we both kind of detach. Like I'll detach. They know, Tony, you know me. I'll detach. I'll turn off. Zonna's personality set is the same thing, and I think what sustained us is we know that the person will be back. I trust that you're going to come back. I know that you're dealing with something right now. We haven't built what we need to build to hold each other together, but we trust and have faith that we'll come back. It wasn't really until maybe December when I started getting counseling that we started building toward how do we hold one another's pain and walk with each other through things. But when it comes to the kids, I don't think that I don't think that the kids have been unimpacted. I think that in my moments of detachment, I think I've told you earlier that when my baby daughter was younger, she was the one that would call me back. Like, hey, Daddy, we're up front. Come watch TV. She would be the one to go back to the room and call me back in. And even now, my son, he's really really in tune to my feelings and into my state of mind. Like he'll always ask, hey, Dad, are you okay? Or something, or if I need to process something with my wife, he'll, hey, yo, Zaire, Josiah, can we step out and go to the room and let them have this space? And so I think that I don't think we protected them from it, but I'm glad that we were blessed enough to be able to nurture them within that space so they can become the people they need to be moving forward in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said, we both are learning, just learning how to, like I was talking about all the walls and learning to be vulnerable because I just deal with things, I internalize things. And then I would just adjust myself instead of like dealing with it. I would just kind of make a small shift within me just so that we could keep like the status quo. And so I'm having to learn to identify, when things are bothering me and figure out, what's going on with myself because we just haven't arrived. So yeah, I'm doing like counseling too now and learning so that I can be better at helping my kids manage their emotions and process their feelings so that they can at least know themselves well enough to handle that. So yeah, we don't have the answers.
We're a work in progress. You learning from y'all.
Yeah.
And I appreciate and respect that because I believe that we are all a work in progress. I love the fact that, I love what you said, Marcel, that your children can call you back. I remember one time, Tia not being able to get out of the bed when I was recovering from trauma of domestic violence and, restarting all over again. And having had, great loss, one morning, I could not get out of the bed. Not only could I not get out of the bed, I couldn't stop crying hysterically, and I couldn't get out of the bed. And my children were younger at the time, and I'll never forget it, because they were trying with all of their might and being, and they had to call for help. They had to call for help because they didn't know what to do, but they knew that something was wrong and that, and from that point, it's never been that bad before, but I can say that my children, even in their adult age now, some way, shape, or form know how to reach into me and pull me out. They know how to call me out of a space. And so I love that about the uniqueness of our families. I don't believe that we are successful at shielding them from all bad things as we would want to. And yeah, it creates some strength, and there are arrows. So yeah, that's me taking up a whole lot of space. Who else wants to just share on that, Tia? Were you raising your hand?
I just can't wait my turn. Yeah. Yeah, we do our very best not to shield them from even a disagreement. Like I said, I don't know, I guess it's just in our personality or my personality or whatnot, but like even when we are arguing with each other, it's never a raised voice or a fight or anything. You could probably feel the tension in the room when we're talking, but no name calling or anything along those lines. But even if our children happen to see a disagreement, once we got it together, we do come back and talk to them about it. Because what we don't want is for them to become adults and also feel like everything is rosy. You get married and you never have a disagreement and nothing bad ever happens, and now they don't know how to deal with it or handle it when they get older. So even in our tragedy, we still very often talk to the kids. Okay, but now how do you feel? And yes, this has happened. And I am real big on I guess the thought process or how you spin things or whatnot. Yes. So we any tragedy that happens, okay, now this is what happened, what we're going to do about it, what did we learn from it, you know, or whatnot, and how else can we view this thing so we can get through it. And so we definitely keep the kids in the loop. Of course, the older they get, the more in the loop they, you know, become. But yeah, we give it to them at their age level or whatnot. But I think it's important for our kids to see the bad so they can know a good, you know, what to do when they get older and it comes.
Yeah, so they know how to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have a disagreement, but they don't have to turn into an argument.
Right.
Even if you argue, you gotta have some valid points. Okay, what is your point if you argue?
Yep.
If you don't have no point, then you just making noise.
Stick to facts, yeah.
You know, but even in that, it don't have to be no knock down, drag out. Okay, let's lay it all out. Okay, this is what it is. We're going to take away this over here, take away this over here, because that's BS. Okay, now bottom line, this is an issue. Okay, now how are we going to get through that? Okay, we get through that. This is how you do that, kids. Okay, because this is what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Mommy felt like this, daddy felt like this. Okay, daddy didn't see this, mommy didn't see this. Now we both see this. Okay, this is how you deal with it. Do you understand? You know, and they be like, okay, so when me and my friend were doing this and this and this and this, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And the importance of coming back, even when you're the like we in our house, if I'm the wrong one, I need to be the one to say it as well. Yeah, you know, to the kids or what, you know, whomever.
Yeah.
And they need to see that I did come through. I have a change of heart or a change of mind, and I was wrong. I did this and I should not have.
Even to the kids.
Yeah, even to the kids, and that's hard. That is hard to apologize to your
I
children.
had to apologize for whooping my kid because I thought they did something. They told me the truth, and they didn't do it, so I had to come back and apologize. And me as a man.
Well, you know, we always go to well, that's for something you did that I didn't know about. No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
We need to learn.
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Right.
I may not go live with that part. I might have to cut that part, you know, because there's some trauma there for my children, you know, as adults still. Yeah. Mama, you remember when you know what? Just, yeah, you did something. Mr. Church. I just, you know, I was, you know, I just be watching and looking. And so, you know, as they were talking, I was just watching and looking. So come on off of mute, bro. You was processing information. You had stuff going through your head. So what say you?
I was like, when they was talking, it was like, wait, I had to like process back. Like, what was the original question? Because now my mind is starting to, because I'll be wanting to cut people off. Like, wait, so what do you mean when you say that? Like, so like, how did you process to get through? Like when they were talking about the tragedy they went through, I wanted to literally ask them a certain amount of questions. And I thought about it like, wait, just process this and take in the knowledge that you're getting and just learn from it. Because I don't know, I like to engage in conversation just to like, I want to know what you're thinking and how you felt and when you got through it, what it felt like to get through things. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about things, like to say how we raise our kids, like I can explain that and then explain why I do it and how I do it and what I feel when I do it. That's just how I just get through conversations. But back to the original, I think it was how do we create a safe space in our home?
I need to give you permission. This is called anti-Black conversation.
I mean, that's certain Black people just that's what's wrong with us. We talk too much. Sometimes you just got to learn how to listen, and that's me. I talk so much that people think I'm not listening, but I'm listening and I'm talking at the same time. I'm one of them people that can listen and still have something to say. Like, but I hear you. But a lot of people be like, oh, this nigga ain't listening, talk to them much. So I like to listen first. And then I'll be like, damn. Then somebody else will say something and be like, damn. And then somebody else say something like, damn, I wanted to get in on all that. But it's just gems being dropped. Sometimes you just got to catch them gems and put them around your neck. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just be talking. I like to talk. I ain't gonna lie. I like to talk. It's just me. But as far as us in our house, I don't know. When I grew up, we like how Marcel and they were talking about how it was just different, and like we completely different. Like she's calm. She speaks with elegance. She gets her points across. Let's do this and do that. And let's go there and sit your ass down. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, and like her family's like that, but my family is, boy, if you go sit your bitch ass down somewhere, if I slap the taste out your mouth, that's my family. That's how I grew up. So it was like, that's how I process and how I talk to people. So when we talk to our kids, I treat them like adults. Like, nah, you ain't finna do that. And they be looking like, huh? And she be like, they don't understand. I'm like, but they will eventually. So I'm just gonna prepare them to have to deal with stuff that they don't even have to deal with. So that's just how I am. I like to, instead of putting a shield up and protecting them, I like to throw them out there and let them know what they need to be protected for and why. And that's just how I process. So when I'm dealing with either the kids or my wife, I like to just do it all out. So I like to show my daughters what I feel like a man should be from what I didn't see. So when we're, like I said, like when we go outside, I like to open the door. I like literally get upset when I'm about to open the door and she's already about to get in the car. Like, what do you think you're doing? Like, wait for me to open the door. You know what I mean? Or if we having dinner and the game on, she like, cut the game off, fam. Let's sit down and pause your phone and let's just have 30 minutes to ourselves as a family. And it's our space. It's just, I wouldn't say it's not always a good space, but like they said, when we do argue, we explain to the kids what we're arguing about. Because my kids are emotional like their mom. Like, even if I yell, they be like, they start crying, and I'll be like, oh, what the like, I forget I had girls. Like, I'm in a house full of all girls, so it's like, bro, chill out. And she'll start talking, and I'll be like, damn, that's what I said, but I didn't say it like that, so that's not what I said. So it's like, we just try to process and build everything and make sure that we're actually getting what we want to get across.
For a minute. That's what I said, but I didn't say it like that, so that's not what I said.
Because you know how when you be like, well, you said the same thing I said, but then I'll be like, wait, well, my actions were different, so I guess that's not what I said. But that's what I said, but that's not what I did. Whatever. We right. That's how we right. We both right. We both right.
All right, sis, what's he mean by that? Because I'm not going to be able to bypass that. That's what I said.
But you don't say the same thing I said. Watch how she say it. Watch.
No, so I think what he's trying to say is we have different approaches to different things. So we may be on the same page about something, but the way I'm going to approach it maybe will be more gentler, more, I don't know, we're just different. And like he said, I think it just goes back to the way like we were raised. So him and his family, like the way they talk and communicate with each other, it's a lot of rah rah and, you know, a lot of cussing being gone, you know. And so like when like, and then like the way like I was raised, like when we talk to each other, it's kind of, you know, like we try to, how do I want to say it?
Use your words.
So it's not as rough around the edges, should I say? I guess that's a good way to put it, you know? And so we are more calm. We're able to communicate better what we're feeling. And so we try to take the best of both of us and to give that to our kids. Because I feel like maybe in some situations to where maybe I was calm and a little more thought out, I should have turned up some more, you know? Maybe they would have understood. So we try to give our kids the best of it. And we just try to create just like a space of, you know, just like peace. But like you said, it's not always peaceful. But when we do have our disagreements, we try to teach our kids, like, you're going to have disagreements with everybody, not just in relationships, friendships, but you should be able to put it out there how you feel for the other person too as well, and to be able to respect that about each other and to come up with the conclusion. It doesn't always have to be, you know, rah, yelling, this and that, because when somebody disrespects me, after that, I don't even hear what they saying.
You keep doing this when you say rah.
You know, and so we just try to give them that balance. And however that may be in this house, you know, that's how it is.
I think it's important that everybody understands what's going on. Like, you can do things and you can say things, but a lot of times people don't understand. They can hear you, but they just won't understand. I think it's important for her to understand me and why I do that, and me understand her and why she is the way she is. And then once we get there, it's easier for us to shed our light off onto our, say, our kids or just people around us in general, because like she said, we are different. So it's like, it's like I'm not a bad person, or I'm just not, oh yeah, fuck this, fuck that. It's, excuse my language, but it's like I just express myself different. So to the point, it's like, wait, I may have been yelling, but I am saying valid points. It's just she can teach me how to go about saying things differently, and where I can teach her like, nah, babe, you was too soft. That's why your feelings are hurt, because you should have said exactly what you meant instead of trying to preserve their feelings. Now your feelings is hurt in situations like that. And then with our kids, they see that. So that they see, it's like almost to the point where I'm getting to is something that happened with the kids, and I'll look at the wife and she'll be like, I'm gonna tell your daddy, and then the kids will be like, daddy the mean one. But in all reality, I'm the sensitive one, but I have all girls, so I feel like I gotta be extra stronger and let them see, you know what I mean? So it's like, because at the end of the day, like how you mentioned popping, I had to whoop my daughter one day, and I was like, go sit down now. As soon as she walked off, I closed the door and started crying like a baby. And my wife was like, I'm not like, yeah. But they don't understand that. It's like I have to show you how to be strong, but I'm still weak. So that's just how he is.
Oh my!
Just another side note. I'm drinking detox tea. When y'all see this is not alcohol. The face I'm making is because it's super nasty. It's super nasty.
It never crossed my mind what was in the jar. I just was taking.
I mean, but when you post it, they be like, "Oh, so he's just drinking all on the thing."
No, in my mind, I was like, oh, "Okay, brunch is drinking from a mason jar," But I figured that you. Hey, I mean, I'll be rocking with you, so I'm cool, whatever. And I figured, Queen just, maybe just did something unique, or she just letting you rock with your mason jar, whatever. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, so here's what I want to do. I was trying to think of like a good wrap-up question for us, and just with the families. One, I think that I wanted to lean into the value. What makes this fight, this journey? I don't think it is easy. Black love is not easy, I don't think. You guys have given examples of things that you have to overcome, narratives and all of that different stuff. Haters, misconception, all of that different stuff. But, kings and queens, you guys, there's something, that has placed a value on this, that said it's somewhere inside of you, oh no, this is worth it. And so what has made this journey, this fight, this pilgrimage for your Black family, what makes it worth it?
Guess we started off and looked like, well, no, I was waiting for somebody to press their mute button. Like, let me hear what they said first. I think what makes it worth it for me, just me, not us, me, is the satisfaction of me personally knowing that I'm involved in something greater than myself. I think, like I said, I have 2 daughters and then my wife, so I'm in a household of all women. Just being someone that she looks at, like you can tell, like the look they give you, like they appreciate what's going on. Like how my daughter, I would walk to the corner store right now and I can leave y'all on, and when I come back, my daughter's gonna act like they hadn't seen me all day. Like literally, oh my God, daddy. Just the pure love and joy that you get from being able to do this. Like, this is a privilege for me. Like, this is a privilege. This is an honor, shall I say, to be a Black father, a Black husband, just a Black man that people can look at with light and be like, oh yeah, he's actually trying. I think that's what I get from it. I think just being able for her to walk out the door and know that she has a good man and somebody that's going to hold her down when she's not around, like without her even knowing what's going on, she can trust in me. And just being able to receive that from her, I think that's what I get. Just to not go on, because I can talk. I'm just leaving it there.
So I want to lift that up again. So there is something in the eyes of those that behold you that fills your heart from your wives and your daughters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just so y'all can really understand where I'm coming. Like, my father stays in West Oakland, which is 5 minutes away. He's seen my daughter 5 times total in life. It put a stain in my soul of how I grew up. Like, it was hard for me to, like, why? Like, almost like the episode Will Smith, why you don't want me? You know what I mean? So it's like, my wife lost her father when she was, I think, 10, 8. So it's like, at our wedding, like, to see her, like, we played Dance with My Father again for her, and her older brother had to take over. So for me, it's like watching, I see it. Like, I know what I didn't get from my father. I remember looking up, scoring 3 touchdowns in a football game and nobody was there. Like, I just remember how that felt. So from early on, I just knew, like, I have to be able to show them, not tell them, to show them that you have a father. You don't have a dad. You have a father. And I have to show her that you have a man. You don't have a boy. You have a husband. You don't have a boyfriend that you can depend on and that you can lean on whenever need be. Like the father that you missed out on. Like when Wu started talking, she started crying. I don't know if y'all can see her. And we felt that. Like we felt it. And I feel it because I love her so much that what she feels, I feel. So I want to let her know that you're not going through nothing alone. And I want my kids to know that whatever you go through and however you get there, I'm going to be there for you, because I didn't have that. And I want them to know that they can lean on me. They can be daddy's girls until they find that man that can be like me, because they're not about to be with nobody that's going to give them less than what I gave their mom, because that's what I show them every day. This is what a man should be. This is how you should be treated. This is the goals you should have. This is what you want to be. And I'm not saying we perfect, and I'm not saying we are couple goals, but I'm saying if you want to learn anything from us, learn that we try fucking hard to do this, and we want to be great at it. And I think that's what I get out of it. The greatness that I give is what I get back with bundles of love.
Right.
I second all of that. I don't really have much to add, but I think, like he said, I lost my father at a young age. So I grew up with a lot of strong women that were really independent, kind of, you don't need a man, you don't need a man, you can do this on your own. So for me, just even letting go some of that control to even depend on anybody else was a lot. So it's just, to me, it's just the value of just like having your best friend. So like, no matter what you go through, you got somebody that you know that's there, that has your back, and that you're going to get through it with them. So that's what I get out of it. I have my friend with me every day, like just to do life with, and that just makes such a difference. Like I couldn't even imagine being out here in this world alone, doing it alone. So just having somebody who I know that's dependable, even when I mess up, even when I don't love myself, that's somebody that's going to love me and that's going to uplift me, and we're going to do this thing together.
That's what we do.
Amen. Amen, amen. Woodruffs? Let me hear from Jelani.
And we still think, y'all saying the same thing. See, we on the same page. Like, what you got, Joe?
Okay, so the value of Black love and family, and just having Marcel. For me, it's something unique to have someone who I can be myself with. I kind of grew up with, both my parents, they're married, but they didn't have a very good marriage. So it wasn't like a great example of what a marriage should be per se, because every marriage has its own issues. And, you know, they both worked a lot. And so we kind of just, my sisters and I kind of managed ourselves, and we had a caregiver who was there with us. But I kind of looked at television, and I looked a lot to television shows, television families, for what I wanted my family to be like, and what I thought marriage would be like, and what I thought having a relationship would be like. And so when it didn't go how it does on TV, I didn't have anything really to fall back on, because it wasn't like, I didn't know how to manage it. The show goes off and everything's happy, and that's just not real life. And so, you know, being with Marcel, he showed me that, first of all, everything I thought, you know, just wasn't reality. And then I had to learn how to create a reality, and how to be a wife, and how to be a mother. And so I think for me, having someone there who I just learned so much from, I learned how to be the best version of myself, how to be a better person, like I want to be better than I am. And I value having someone just that doesn't mind just calling me on my stuff, and just being like, no, like, you were wrong for that. And, you know, because otherwise I'm not going to see it in myself, because I only see through my own perspective. So for me, just having that rock there, who not only accepts me when he got me and I was a hot mess, but he, you know, has been patient and helped me see all of my issues, and is just standing there with me to navigate them and to improve, and we can improve each other, is, you know, that's invaluable to me. There's nothing like that. And I do, like, I've loved, even though every second of our relationship hasn't been perfect, you know, I wouldn't change any of our struggles or anything for anything in the world. And I can honestly say I love him now more today than I ever did, because I didn't even really truly know what love was. And I genuinely, like, looked, you know, people talk about empty nesting, and like when the kids are gone, not knowing who they are, like, I'm looking forward to just having that. And I'm just loving that there's like nothing in the world that could take me from this life that I have, or that I would want more than, you know, my husband, my family. So
there you go. Were we breaking up? Y'all are freezing a little bit. Did you break up a little bit?
Only a little bit, but we got
Got most of it. Good job. I think for me, so for me, I'm speaking as Sale. I mean, you can call me Mr. Woodruff, Marcel. So blah. What's it called? I think for me, I went through most of my life just going through the motions, and then when I found Black love, I really came alive, right? And so there's a sense of like just life and fulfillment and purpose and like meaning within me now, and I see that emanate like into my wife, into my kids, and so it's just I can't even really describe. I'm good with words, so I can't really describe it. It's just a really rich and deep life that's just pouring out from our families and pouring into the community and pouring into people whom we've in contact, that just was birthed from Black love, and that kind of gives it meaning just within our own space, but even beyond it as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, when I tell you I get it, and really, I hate using the word resonate, because, you know, it's such an organized word, right? You know, but I deeply resonate with that. I literally, I get it. I really get it, because it's something about being Black in this society, and then being Black and then conscious of what it is that you're contending with. And when you become consciously aware of the value, the lack of value that you have in a society, and if you buy into that in your actions subconsciously and you're not even aware of it, you start acting out, you know, behaviorally, because you bought into the lie. To come in contact with an entity or an individual that reaffirms that you actually are worth, that you're not 1/3 human. Jesus, that your pain has purpose. You know what I'm saying? That it's something that wakes up within your soul. And then you begin to function and learn how to function in full capacity. It's like your purpose becomes awakened, and it's hard, you know. So we do try to put the words, you know, into it, but that's what it is. So when I say I deeply resonate with what it is that you're saying, it's like I bought into the lie on a subconscious level that I was only 1/3 human as a Black woman. I bought into the lie that I was independent and didn't need a Black man because during the slave trade, y'all kept ripping and all this stuff somewhere in my subconscious, you know, this. And then when you come back into alignment with, you know, oh, wait, that's not the truth. You start to live again. And it's not that you brought life to me, but in a sense you did. You just helped bring the 2/3 to my 1/3. And that made me, in a sense, start to become operate and function as a whole. That's something that I see when I see you all, and I'm hearing you all, when it comes to the journey of Black love. I see that over and over and over again. So I deeply resonate with that. So I look at my brother Anthony Robinson. I'll call him out because he says Ashe. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like Ashe. So Steve and Wu, I'm gonna go to you guys, and then I'm gonna wrap up with Tia. What's the value? What is it? What's made this thing worth the journey and the fight?
Go ahead.
For me, it's support, and it's always having my back as far as, well, yeah, just support and having my back and setting me on the right track when I need to be. As far as, like, our upbringing was a little different, but, and, like, I had a mother that whatever I did, I was right. You know, even though I was doing wrong, I was right. So when I got with her, she wasn't going for none of that. So we used to just bump heads like a church. Yeah, she wasn't going for none of that. And so we used to just always bump heads because I wanted to run the streets and do this and do that. And she was like, no, you need to do this. We always, you know, I always took care of my kids, but I didn't want to be in the house. I wanted to be in the streets. I didn't want to go to church. I wanted to do this, that, and she just stayed on me. And when I realized that's the woman that I needed, because if I would have been with anybody that I was with before her, either I would have been dead or in prison, because they was damn near on the same hype that I was on. So, you know, it was on the same hype that I was on. And, you know, it's like my daily motive was just get up, get that money, you know, and just make sure that they taken care of, but I had to get out there in the streets to get that money. And she was just like, no, you got to do it. You need to do it the right way, get a job. And I was on the, like, I don't want to work. I'm not a working type of dude. I don't want to do that, you know. So she, you know, so she helped me be the person I am today. And our parenting is still different. You know, I'm like what Church was saying earlier. You know, I really don't say too much, but when I do, I go off. So it's terrible.
It is. It is.
I'm just disappointed. That's it.
No, there's no balance. Like with him, the kids will build up stuff up mountain high, and then he got the explosives, and I'm like, that's verbal abuse. Like, come here, baby. Where if you just deal with it little by little, you know, I'm the disciplinarian. Like, so, yeah, with the parenting is different. And I respect that. We have 6 boys, like we shared 1,000 times. There's a bro code with men. So there are some things, a whole lot of things that Stephen deals with the kids that I probably would die if I knew, and, you know, different things like that. So I get it's just different. But in regards to, how did you pose the question, Queen?
Value. Girl, you just, yeah, I can't even, y'all just snatched me out. I'm so tickled with y'all. That's why they say them damn cherries. Y'all, I love y'all for real.
Thank you. We love you. So
the value, what makes it worth it? In the end of it, what makes it worth it? What has made this worth it?
Teamness, that's not even a word. Knowing to have somebody that I can put like my trust in, my babies are going to be taken care of. Like, that's one thing Steven is not going to play around with our kids. With my heart, and we've had some stuff and have been separated before and have gone through that. And
All my fault.
he's, you know, done the work that has needed to be done to give him my heart. Knowing that he's worth it. A team. The friendship is just like the vulnerable stuff. I can be me. And I don't think that I'm nowhere near like a hard person to deal with or get along with. But he just really accepts all of Wu. I don't know. He's just put in the work to prove and to stand through who I am. And that's huge. You know, I am driven. I have 1,000 different things that I want to do. He's allowed me to take over the garage with all kind of donations and just different stuff. And like even right now, the shirt that he has on is from a photo shoot from a wedding he was in that says support her. Because somebody from the outside seen, you know, dang, Steve supports his wife. And so it's just us, them damn cherries.
She really wanted me to wear it today.
I did. Don't do that. I said, hey, baby, your shirt is in the closet. I haven't seen that shirt in forever. And I put it on my side because where it wouldn't get all jacked up. So he just tried to play me.
I already had the shirt on.
I didn't make him change. So
I can tell you wanted me to change.
I wasn't tripping. He was dressed. He the one was worried because he couldn't find his clothes. So if he want to go there, that's how that went. But yeah, just it's the team. It's really a team, and I'm grateful for the space that we're in. And even after all these years, I have to recognize the seasons of our marriage. And sometimes there are seasons where I just ain't feeling him, he ain't feeling me. There are seasons where I can't even, y'all don't see me, can't keep my hands off of him, like things like that. So I'm grateful to have somebody who I can go through these seasons with, and we're not giving up on each other no matter what comes our way.
That part right there. That part right there. If there isn't anything else that I've absolutely seen you two demonstrate, you know, is that part right there. You know, that it's worth the fight. Highs and lows. I hate the fact, and so, you know, growing up in ministry, seeing a whole lot of different things, but when it comes to transparency and stuff, people are, you know, with me like, oh, you know, Elder Tony, you're just so transparent, you know, what have you. Yeah, because what I don't want somebody thinking, oh, okay, if she just got to heaven, just, you know, oh, Jesus, and oh no, let's see, we've been squabbling. I've been mad at it for a little bit, you know, and we've been going back and forth and all of that. Oh, did you know that I struggle with this? Oh, and he still love you. Mean God, I love you in spite of, yeah, because I have grown up with people that they look good. You know what I'm saying? However, you don't know what it is that the struggle is. And how am I going to tell you when you get into a fight or you have a struggle, Tia, that you come across an insurmountable trauma? You know, if I'm not transparent with that with other people, when they hit it, they're going to think this is, oh, shoot, I'm alone. Ain't nobody else went through that. Them damn cherries, y'all have been through some stuff. And at the end of the day, guess what? When I see the two of you guys in a picture, I'm looking at a big old man and a little old woman that know how to fight. We'll know how to handle you. You know how to handle her. You guys have been through some stuff together. And at the end of the day, this fight is worth it for y'all. This fight is worth it for y'all. Come hell or high water, my marriage is worth it. My family is worth it. I love this man. This woman loves me, you know. And it is evident and it's seen. Ain't nobody got to be perfect. It just is what it is. Shoot. And that I say respect.
Yeah.
Barnes.
Okay. What makes it worth it? Him for me. Period. That is it. This whole thing does not work without this man. Now, this is both Jay and I's second marriage. I think I mentioned in the first time or whatever, and no shade at all whatsoever on the first people or whatnot. But I think it helps build both of us up to know what to do, and what not to do, and what don't work. And then we added that to the best friends that we are. Because sometimes even when we fighting, I might split down and be like, okay, JJ, I'm a little mad at my husband right now. I need to talk to Joseph. And then just go off to him about him. But I'm not talking to my best friend, not necessarily my husband. I think it takes a unique type of individual to handle all of the different personalities of Tia. I think I done been probably about 4 or 5 different people he laughs physically, mentally, emotionally throughout our marriage. And it would be nothing to turn around and be like, you know what, that's just not who I married, or that's not who I was dating, or anything. I didn't sit down to dinner with this person, but this is who we are today. But he rolls with the punches. He has no idea what's gonna come out of my mouth or what I'm gonna do or what he's gonna walk into, and he does it with a smile on his face, and he is just there. And I would not ever want my life to be anything but that. If anybody that could find another JJ, not my JJ, this one mine, but if they could find someone that truly supports you fully, even when you don't understand me, he supports me. I mean, that is it. That is the thing for me, and I will fight to beyond death to keep that and hold on to it, because that is what is most valuable to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No.
So she just said, JJ, that you love her crazy and all of it. That's what I heard.
You know what? I have to love her crazy because I live with her crazy, right? So in order to deal with this one right here, I trap one up here, right? So any stupid thing I'm thinking about doing, I got a Tia up here like, nope, that ain't right. I wouldn't do that. I would do it like this. I would do it like this. So I got to tell this Tia up here to be quiet, so this one will be quiet. Because if you let them both go off at the same time, I'm leaving the room. And I'm taking one with me so I can stop the conversation. Because this Tia either talking to this Tia, and now I'm in trouble. I ain't even do nothing. But like honestly, this is what I live for. This is dope. Like this right here, this is dopeness. This was my partner for many years, and then we decided together, if this one over here mess up and that one over there mess up, we getting together. And we made that connection, and we ain't split from that. You know what I'm saying? Like this my partner. When I say this my nigga right here, this my nigga right here. You know what I'm saying? We can laugh at people, talk about people, fight people, stab people, she could sew each other up. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like this is my everything. You know what I'm saying? This is like ride or die, Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? Till death do us part. This is what it was talking about. You know, like she matched my crazy. The way I was raised and the way she was raised, it's not the same, but it worked. Church, I feel you. You hood, I'm hood. She refined and reserved, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I understand that. You know, I said the same thing. I told the kids to sit down and be quiet. No, you didn't. You told the kids to sit the hell down and shut up. And she was like, hey, okay, I need y'all to sit down for like 10 minutes and don't say nothing. And then they do it. We said the same thing, but we didn't say the same thing. I feel that. But it takes her to understand, to decipher. Sometimes I be tripping, like, how come the kids listen to you and talk to you and not to me? I'm just be saying the same thing, but just how I'm saying right now, it come off like rah, 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 rah. And she come in fluttering down like a little angel. This is what I said, kids. And fly away. Hold on, man.
I don't flutter.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that's what keeps it going. You know, we can play tennis with life. I hit it one way, you gonna hit it right, serve it right back to me. Even with our, you know what I'm saying, like quirkiness. Yeah, it works. I love it. This is everything. This is the sun shining and the moon up at the same time.
All right now. Okay. Jay, kind of little tall, kind of poetic, kind of, you know. When I was gonna say when I come back to the barber, I'm trying really hard to stay out your chair because I'm trying to let it grow so I could get sister locks. So just help me if I text you and say come and just side note, right? Be like okay. So
I'm gonna tell you not to get sister locks because you're gonna end up cutting them out. I love you.
So when I'm ready, I'll come sit in the chair. We know. Either way, I appreciate you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys. This has been really rich, for certain. This has just been really rich. And you all are so unique and so different, and in so many different ways. And so, I just, Stephen and Moo, I love and respect you guys, and I love and respect the role and the example that you have in the community, in Stockton in particular. For the areas that you influence. Stephen, I know that you don't like a lot of the platforms and the spaces or what have you, and I know I pick on you, and you don't know me very well, but I see you, Sawubona, I see you, and because I see you, I'm making room for you to be all of who you are and all that you bring to the table, all the power and the wisdom, all the love and heart. All the mistakes, and the successes. I make room for that, in you. And I make room for that because your queen demands that room be made for that. She demands that in the spirit because she sees you, So I'm excited for your voice that is rising up. I'm excited for that because when you speak, people lean in to listen. I don't know when you devalued your voice, what have you, but you are a very thoughtful individual. And the last time you were on the panel, feedback that I received was every time you did speak, it was like a hush because people would lean in. They wanted to hear what you had to say. That is huge. When it comes to a lot of people talk, and nobody listens. And then you've got people that don't say much. And so when they do speak, like Sale, people just stop because they need to hear what it is that you have to say. So yeah, I will be tapping on that. No, you don't get to run from me because it ain't nowhere you're going to be able to hide. Because when you see me coming, just know the Lord is coming after something. Real talk. So I appreciate you guys and I love you for it. And Queen Wu, I want to tell you, I tell you this privately all the time. I'm gonna tell you this now openly because I know I'm gonna share it. And when I do, people go see it. And I give two damns about what folks got to say about what I think and feel about a thing now in my life, after 50. You are amazing. You are an amazing wife, an amazing woman. You are beautiful inside and out, and you don't need approval from anybody. You don't need approval. You ain't got to prove yourself to nobody, and you don't need to ask nobody permission for nothing. If your king has got your back and he's in the crowd in the audience, right, and he supports her, pretty much that's all that you need. What else do you need other than the support of your king and the princess and the princes that you guys have brought up? You know what I'm saying? In your element, you got what you need. You don't need nothing else, So give two damns about anybody else and what they got to say about you and the thing that you got to say and do. You do you. And don't apologize. That's the last thing I want to say to you. I didn't mean to stay here with y'all this long. Stop apologizing and stop lifting up the mistakes that have made in the past. Let the past be the past. Be fully in your present. You can't be fully in your present as long as you're still dealing with remnants of your past. Be fully present, engage fully in where you are. Man, suck it up, enjoy it, relish in it, live in it. And when the past comes up, close the door and say, I'm sorry, that's hindsight. You only look at the past in order to glean principles from it. You don't look at the past to remember and reflect and meditate on it. So love y'all for that. True Heels, y'all know I love you very, very much too. Wisdom, man, I see why church is as astonishing as he is, church, you are absolutely, God sends you what you need. He partners you with who you need. And I've never been one to believe that a woman is elevated higher than the king. That's my personal opinion. I know that everybody, partners, all of that different stuff. That's good. That's great. That's wonderful. I'm a little old school. I feel like this. If I'm up here and he's operating down here, it's just that he's not reached his full potential. Some way, shape, or form, there's got to be a catch up. Why? Because game recognized game. You can't hold me down and I got all this in me and you don't have the strength to support and cover all that I am and bring to the table. Real talk. Right? Which means that if I'm operating as an elder and you a deacon, it's somebody that's a pastor, something that's in there somewhere. You just ain't tapped into it. And so I wasn't called to reign over you. You're called to cover me. We can't do this thing, that is imbalanced. Well, I say that, church, because, I see you for real. And now I understand what it is that I see, because now that I see who it is that God has gifted you with, and all of the truths and the treasures and the jewels and the refining. God used something that was just delicate and beautiful and soft in order to refine you, for sure. And he's going to always keep doing that. He'll use your treasures. He'll use your daughters. He's going to keep doing that to refine you. You guys are fire. A power couple for real. Keep being influential. And you just keep lifting her up the way that you do, because every time you lift her up, she shines, and she's always going to pour back into you what it is that you pour into her.
Ooh, gas me up, dude. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
But it's only here because when we get to a domino table, that's going to shift, right? Oh, but church, I love you. Church, I love you. Come back. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That was a really low shot. Come back. Did he tell you about the domino?
Nobody else must have played dominoes with Tony before.
Did he tell you, sis, about the dominoes game and ask him about it?
Look, he told me a little bit, but I feel like it's something I'm missing.
All that you needed to know is I won. That's all that matters. She was, first off, she's a different person. All this God is good and I love y'all. Put some dominoes down and I guarantee you, like, who the hell is this person and where is she been? It's not the same. It's not the same. Oh yeah, I'm about to get in you. Oh, watch this. Like, this what we doing? Like,
I have to go on mute. I have to mute you now.
At the church picnics, that don't change nowhere. As soon as the dominoes come out, Tony is a whole nother kind of individual.
She sure is.
you be trying to hide it. Like, you ain't fooling nobody.
She different, y'all.
I'm so sorry. I found out that you can still be saved and play dominoes, Marcel. And so, and when I did ask my pastor, I was like, but
you ain't saved when you play
No. Oh, see?
dominoes though. You throw it away. I seen you play.
Not that you froze, but you did start saying it. But I am, or I'm a work in progress. And God is good. But yes, I love you, True Heels. I appreciate you guys so much. And so y'all just know, stay on standby because I'll be pulling on y'all too, more especially as we're digging in, because I want to at some point have conversations from a king to a queen, from a queen to a king. And so when I'm getting into those spaces, and I'm going to be pulling on you, sis, in regard to some of the young ladies. In conversations, because we need to pour into one another. Marcel and Jelana, oh man, I promise you guys, best kept secret to me, for sure. I've always known that there was a Jelana. I always knew, you know what I'm saying, that you were there. I just haven't ever really had the opportunity to really just sit. And I hate that we're sheltered in because, just to be able to spend time with you guys. What I want to do first, and I'm going to say it and try not to cry. Marcel, you are a good friend. Ooh, you are such a good friend. I just respect and appreciate you so much. You are very sensitive, very empathic, so you do, but just always there. And so this work that we do together, we work in the same organization and stuff. And so you're just truly authentic. And and real. What you see is what you get, you know. And the closer that one, I deem it a privilege that God is allowing me in this season to be able to learn you more, you know, and to learn you is to learn your family. Jelana, he is you all, you know. You, who he is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of your beauty. It's a reflection of your love, of your fragrance, of your essence, of your softness. You literally bring life. When he said that, I felt it, because you do. You and the children bring life to him. I think that Marcel would be in a quiet cave somewhere, you know what I'm saying, plotting to destroy the world in secret. Sel, don't act like you don't know. Anyway, what you say, Sel?
Said you're right, and no cap, you're right.
And you all, God brought you into his life, and when he brought you into his life, God brought hope into a heart that didn't see hope. Yeah. You guys bring hope. You bring a desire for a future. You guys bring all of that. And so I love you, and I love having met you. And I love having met you through his eyes, and I hope to get to know you more, you know, in that. Tia and JJ, y'all already know. I mean, for real, Tia, you know that you be the one to have me getting set down in ministry. I was so afraid before I stepped down that I was going to be set down behind you and Jabari. So when JJ says, you know, that he hood and that, you know, you define, yeah, I know otherwise. So, and it's, yeah. I don't know, nothing you don't know, Jay. But at the end of the day, Tia, I mean, PK's for real, all of that. I love the authenticity of who you are. It's remarkable that you all have been preserved and protected enough in your upbringing, with all of the ins and hurdles of ministry, to still be authentically who you are, with all of your personalities, all of that. And in my arrogance, somewhere in my pride, with all of the people that are close to you in proximity, I never feel like I'm far away in the heart. Like when I walk into a room, I know that that people know to get out my way if I'm headed directly to you, so that I can get to you, so that I can love on you, and make sure you know it's all good. And you know that I will fight some folks, fist fight behind a Tia. And yeah, so that's real talk. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you, JJ, for stepping in. You too are another surprising secret, you know, like to look at you, you know, and just the way that you are and stuff. In fact, I'm gonna be real transparent if I ain't. Because at some point I was like, okay, you know what, I ain't cool with him, you know, this ain't gonna work, you know. And that was like just stuff, you know, trial and error, different things. I was like, I'm gonna respect him, but I'm gonna respect him from a distance, you know. And I was hurt. I don't know, Jay, you made space for me to be heard, you know, and then talk to you about it. You made space, and you didn't make excuses or anything. And I think that really speaks to your character. You know, so it's like you show me how a man can learn from his mistakes, and grow, you know, and you make room not just for yourself, but then once you reset, you make room for others that have made mistakes to reset. And that's remarkable. That man is remarkable. You don't just learn and then reset yourself. You learn and then say, okay, oh shoot, you know what? This didn't go right for me, which means it's a possibility this didn't go right for all the other folks. And so let me reset everybody. We all reset. All right, it's a do-over, everybody. Everybody get a do-over. That's real life-giving for folks. So that's me. Just wanted to speak life to you guys and love on you, and tell you thank you for coming into this space and making the time that you did. Yeah. One day, if I'm blessed,
Thank you.
y'all done help me to know some of the things that I need to do and implement and what I get to look forward to.
It's always a blessing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Wait, before we log, I just want to say something to all the couples and all the people. Just remember, even though we all make our mistakes, it's not what we do, it's how we get through it that makes us what we are. So just keep trying. I know we the youngest couple here, but I do know that when we try, it actually helps us out. So just keep trying.
Amen.
Ashe. Thanks. Thank you, y'all.
Thank you all.
You all.